Hi everyone, welcome to the Manifesting Straight Talk podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Jackson, and I'm a mindset and manifesting coach from the UK, and I am here to ignite that fire inside of you. If you know you were born for more and you've been thinking things have been feeling a little bit vanilla and a little bit stale, and you are ready to move things forward and manifest the life that lights you up, then you are in exactly the right place. Join me every week for mindset and manifesting tips, plus my weekly energy forecast, and let's get things moving in the direction that you really want to be going with your life, because you were made for magic and miracles, and this is your time. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's podcast episode. My name's Rachel Jackson, and this week I want to talk to you about the sensation that is taking over TikTok at the minute. Now, if you haven't seen this, it is incredible. People are talking about lucky girl syndrome, and it is everywhere. It is there as one of these manifesting techniques that people are talking about. People are showing you proof of what they've got from doing it. And you might be thinking, it is a bit of a gimmick. All these things, all these manifesting techniques, do they actually work? Well, in this episode, I want to run through, yes, it works, why it works, and how you can use it. So get yourself comfortable, get yourself excited, because you are about to catch lucky girl syndrome. And if you are a boy, do not worry, you can get lucky boy syndrome too. And if you don't like the girl or boy, just change it up. It is fine. It is just lucky syndrome. And it is incredible. So I seen this a few days ago, and I just thought, I love that. One of my mantras is everything is always working for me. And I have been saying this on repeat for probably the last year, definitely, and maybe even before, I can't even remember. But that is now ingrained in a belief in my mindset that literally everything is working for you. And lucky girl syndrome is exactly the same mantra. What it's a concept of is that you can catch this syndrome, you can get this syndrome, and it is all about you. It is ingrained in you. You just are lucky. And that is just the way that the world works. You are lucky because you have caught, or you have, lucky girl syndrome. Now, you might be thinking, what the hell are you on about, Rachel? But what this is an amazing brain trick or hack, whatever you want to call it. And what it does is it gets you to focus on things coming to you, things working for you, things happening for you. So your brain starts to scan and look for more things that are happening for you, more lucky things. And I'll talk you through the dynamics of that. So you might have heard, where your focus goes, your energy flows. Now, that is so true. So if you're scanning the world looking for everything positive, you start to see everything positive. And your brain is actually programmed to look for proof of what you are telling it. So if you're telling it beliefs that everything is positive, your brain is scanning its surroundings to look for proof, to prove to you that everything is positive and you were right. Because your brain always wants to prove you right. So when we say things like, if you believe you can, that's because if you believe you can, you can. And your brain will prove it to you. Your brain will prove to you that you were right, that that belief was right. So your brain is so clever. It literally scans the outside environment to look for proof, to prove to you that you are right in what you are saying. So if you're telling the world that everything is happening to you and you are a victim in it all, unfortunately, your brain does exactly the same thing. Your brain will start to scan the surroundings outside of you, and what you will see, and the proof you will see, is that things are happening to you. Now, that's how you'll perceive that information as well. So you'll start to build up, and build this belief that everything's happening to you, and then you'll get more and more proof, more and more negative situations to show you that you were actually right, and yes, everything is happening to you. So this is why lucky girl syndrome is so good. If you start to say that you are a lucky girl, if you start to say, I am just lucky, this is just something I have just got lucky girl syndrome, and I am just unbelievably lucky. Everything happens for me. Everything is working out for me. It is so amazing. Then suddenly your brain starts to go, we need to prove this. We need to show that she's right. We need to prove what is happening here. So your brain starts to manifest situations. The energy starts to align to show you that actually you were right all along, and you are lucky. You are that lucky girl. So the more you say this to yourself, the more you embody the fact that you are unbelievably lucky and everything is working out for you, which is that mantra that I have, then literally more and more circumstances, more and more good things, more and more luck is going to come your way. It is just fact. That is how your brain works. Your brain puts them thoughts out there on repeat, and then it scans and tries to bring proof to you that what you were thinking was right. So this happens all the time in your life. But what we do is we don't often take notice of our thoughts constantly throughout the day. So you might be thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be so late. I've left the house late. I am going to be so late for this meeting. It's going to be awful. Everybody's going to have a go at me. And then suddenly you leave the house, you start driving, you're in a traffic jam, or every red light hits you because your brain has manifested proof to show you that you are going to be late and it's going to be awful for you. Whereas if you left the house and you're like, oh, I've left a little bit late, but it's fine, I will get there on time, it's going to be so good, then suddenly your journey is a lot easier because, again, your brain is looking for proof for what you are telling it. So we have to start to adopt this lucky girl syndrome. We have to start to think we are genuinely the luckiest person in the world and everything is working out for us, so that we manifest the best in our life. Now, imagine if that could happen for you. How amazing would that be? And if you just started to turn your thoughts around and start to think, I am so lucky, this is happening for me, everything is working out for me, and do this throughout the day, you can start to embody this belief. So I'll go through how you really embody this way of being a lucky girl or having lucky girl syndrome. So the first thing is register your thoughts. We've got to understand that our thoughts, they're not out of our control. We can take them back. We can start to reframe them. We can start to get a handle on them. Now, you can't stop every thought you have. So you might have some negative thoughts that creep in, and that is fine. But the point and the good part of it is you can catch them. What normally happens when we live on autopilot, which most of us do when we're not trying to intentionally manifest, remember, we are manifesting constantly. So the best way is to get control of it and become the co-creator of your life rather than being left in limbo and floating around. You might as well have some say over it. And that is why we then scan our thoughts and make sure we are catching them and stopping them getting out of control. So as the day goes on, if you start to notice that you're thinking negative thoughts or starting to slip into the consciousness that everything is happening to you rather than for you, then that's a good chance to pause and reframe. So at that point, if you feel that your thoughts are going negative, then you can go, no, of course not. I've got lucky girl syndrome. Everything is working out for me. My brain is going to prove it to me. And I have lucky girl syndrome. And you can start to reframe things as it goes. So that's the first one. Think about your thoughts, start scanning them through the day, and make sure you're aware when they're starting to go down a negative spiral. The second thing is celebrate the proof. Literally through the day, as you are thinking you have lucky girl syndrome, things will start to happen in your favor. You'll be driving to a car park, you'll get that perfect place. Yes, that's how lucky I am. Something else will happen. You'll meet the right person at the right time that's going to, create some magic or do something which is a nice gesture in your day. And you'll be like, yes, of course, because I've got lucky girl syndrome. Thank you, universe. That is amazing. And what you're doing every time you celebrate these things is you are embedding it. You are celebrating the proof, and your brain's going, yes, I get rewarded for this as well. I'm going to find some more. I am going to find more and more. So then more and more comes. So even if it's, something like, oh my God, I've got to that traffic light and it's bang on green. That was amazing. Yes, lucky girl syndrome. That was the easiest trip to work. I've just got the bus and it was there, perfect timing. I am so lucky. Everything's working out for me. It can be the simplest of things that you can just celebrate and be like, yes, of course, because I am a lucky girl. I have lucky girl syndrome. And then other things that happen. So anything that works out in your favor, any money that comes into your life, any sales discount that you get, any unexpected presents or gifts, or somebody saying something nice to you, all that stuff, start to celebrate it. Start to think, yes, this is because I'm a lucky girl. Like, how grateful am I? This is amazing. Everything is working out for me. Life is brilliant. So you keep celebrating throughout the day. And then to reinforce the celebration, why not have a lucky girl journal? So you might have heard me talking about a gratitude journal. It is very, very similar. You could start to think at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, how many lucky things have happened to you. Like even the little things like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was so lucky. So start to write out how many lucky things have happened to you that day. Start to put them down. So as you've celebrated through the day, you can then think back on them at night and go, look, I celebrated that today. And I celebrated that today. And I celebrated that today because I am a lucky girl. So what you are doing is you are really reinforcing this positive momentum of you are a lucky girl, you have lucky girl syndrome, and this is just what your life is about. And it just gets better and better. And honestly, this will just embody that good feeling and that happy vibration and that amazing look that is in your life. And really manifest so many miracles that you just cannot even begin to comprehend yet. So I really, really do not think this is a gimmick. I 100% believe this is a way of you reprogramming your mind, reprogramming your thoughts to get you into your manifesting practice super fast so that you can be at the energy of attraction. You can be at the energy of receiving the most amazing luck in your life. And that opens you up to receiving in a nice, easy way. Sometimes we can be so closed off to receiving if somebody was giving us gifts or if somebody was trying to pay for us something. But as soon as you say, well, of course they're trying to pay for my coffee because I'm a lucky girl, I have lucky girl syndrome, suddenly it shifts. And it's not that you're accepting this massive gift and you owe them something. It is, you just got that lucky girl syndrome, and people are always going to offer you stuff because that is part of your makeup. That is part of your nature. That is part of this syndrome that you just have. And it doesn't mean that you can't do other things nice back for other people, but it means that it takes out that thing of someone's done something for me, I need to give it back. I've talked about that one on other podcasts, so make sure you check that out because that is a block to receiving it as well. So try and think about how you can incorporate this into your day. Any belief that you have literally embodied it in this way. You've said it on repeat from a young age, or you've said it from repeat from something that's happened in your adult life and you've made it a new belief. Because you've said it on repeat in your mindset and your thoughts, what has actually happened is your brain has scanned for proof. Once that proof comes in, you're like, yeah, see, I was right. That is right. I am crap with money. I am such and such. I am this because there's the proof. So I've been thinking this and thank you. There's the proof. I was right all along. I'm crap with money, or bad things happen to me, or I have no control. And all of these things will be proved right. So you've just got to start feeding your brain the right stuff and feeding your brain that good energy. And that is why I absolutely love this technique, because it is so simple. It takes so much of the emotion out of things. So it takes any guilt, it takes any kind of blocks to receiving. It is so, so good. And it allows you to open up to miracles. Miracles are our natural state. Our natural state is not meant to be hard resistance. Our natural state is living in miracles. So why not open up to it today and start by catching lucky girl syndrome or lucky boy syndrome or whatever you want to call it. Just everything is happening for me. Whatever you want to label it, make sure you catch it. Make sure you take it on and make sure you embody it, because really it will open you up to a whole new way of being. And I cannot wait to hear what you have been manifesting by catching lucky girl syndrome. Make sure you follow along at all the social links. Tag me in any posts that you are talking about and share this podcast. I would absolutely love to just get this out further. Like I said, it's all over TikTok, but for those of you who haven't seen it, it is an amazing tool and it is not a gimmick. So please enjoy it and have some fun and see what you're going to manifest by saying that you have lucky girl syndrome. Catch you next time. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I hope you loved every minute of it. If you want to follow me on social media, all the links are in the show notes, and I will catch you next week for more Manifesting Straight Talk.